Here we go with another fantastic issue of Avengers Next, or A Next, number 2, November 1998. What do we have here? We have, oh no, it's a crees soldier. Is he going to be a new villain? Let's find out. First off, we got that they're all sitting around waiting for, well, you know who, Cassie Lane to be joining up with the team because she's busy doing something else. But it's not like she's just sitting around doing nothing. She's working on a cure for diabetes using, well, bugs. But while they're waiting, she gets to the group. Finally, she does it. She goes to the group. They're explaining that, well, the defensive grid around the planet has intercepted a UFO coming in, or a unexpected object, or unidentified object. So they need to go ahead and make contact with it first. I'm sitting here going, wait a minute. Okay, so if you guys can mobilize faster than the Army, then the Army's really slow because you guys have been waiting around. So I don't know what's going on with that. But they sent out their team. The U.S. government sends out a team to some national park, some state park. And it's got John Foster, his dad, and their people. I don't exactly know what these two field agents is. At first when I heard John Foster, I was like, maybe that's Jane Foster. But then wait a minute. If she got married, her last name would be different. And so therefore her son would be different last name. And it's not the same name anyway. It's like Carol. So it's this girl's named Carol. And I don't remember the name of this guy. But they're very insignificant because they do find some massively huge footprints. When they encounter the creature, they get encased in something, which I thought at first they got frozen. Nope, they did not get frozen. We got big old ads here. 3 Ninjas, High Noon. Oh my gosh, that was a boring movie. All right, or silly movie. I was way past the age of the people in that movie, so I did not watch it. All right, so we got, while they're on the plane, he's like, boring, and all of a sudden, flip, he reverts back to Zane, which completely shocks Thunderstrike. He's like, but you're just a kid. What? If we'd ever known, we would never allowed you to join the team. Being an Avenger is not a game. You could get hurt or killed. Heck, we could all be arrested for endangering a minor. And Casey is, of course, probably younger, although he's like in college. So she's like, all right, hold on. Let's just wait until later. You know, we'll balance out. We need to stay as a team right now. So I'm like, yeah, that does make up an important point that people don't even think about when they're writing comic books. It's like, yeah, you're really putting kids in danger. So that is a valid point. He's talking about his dad was an Avenger, and now he wants to take his place. He's like, well, yeah, well, my dad was a criminal, and I'm trying to, do better. Try to set the name straight, I guess. I don't know. It's like he's trying to stand up to his father, or for his father. He's trying to stand up in spite of his father. And then he asked a very valid question I've been wanting to know, and it did not get answered in this book. So I was like, dang it. So I want to know who in the world is Mainframe. He's like, the map pass is too complicated to go into right now. Buckle up. I want to say buckle up, Carol. Brady Bunch movie. We're about to land. So I can only think of him as a robot. I really do think that Mainframe is just a robot, like an AI system that was created by Tony Stark, by maybe his, like, you know how Jocasta is made by the wasp neuro, whatever, her neuro DNA, I don't know what you would call it, her neuro imprint, I guess is what it was. And so he's like, well, what are we going to do now that you are no longer able to hold your form? He's like, I got a solution for this. So evidently, if he's not staying all adrenalized, he goes back to his form. I'm not quite sure yet if he has a time limit, which is what I think he said. My gosh, they are really pushing this 3 Ninjas. About the cartoon. This is kind of cool though. The monsters on Oreos. I hate Oreos, but that's pretty cool. All right, so anyway, they get down to the party that's already there. They talk through what's going on. Of course, he's just really against that kid because he's like, why did you bring a kid? But anyway, while they're looking, they come across the 2 people who were actually able to talk inside of that, what looks like an ice cube, but is some kind of gelatinous form of metal. It's a still-like gelatin. So Thundercrack. All right, Thunderstrike uses power to crack by doing some kind of vibrational thing. If he concentrates hard enough, his concussion blasts in a series of concussion sound waves. Crack. All right, so he breaks it basically. I don't know if he ever thought about the fact that he could, if it's solid, the cracks can go straight through their bodies and crack them as well. So, whatever, que será. They find the meteor slash, oh no, it's really a spaceship. Well, what kind of spaceship is that? Well, they're going to find out by using her blast to just knock open a big old hole in the side of the ship, which was such a bad idea in my personal opinion, because wouldn't that just kill anything in there that could not breathe Earth oxygen or Earth atmosphere, which mostly is nitrogen? And then they also stumble, the other team that's going to meet up with them stumbles because what caused the problem is intergalactic Century 666, which means he's the beast. Isn't that special? Oh, Mystic Knights of Ternanog. I kind of like that series. It was the first American Power Rangers, basically. You're like, wasn't Power Rangers? No, that was based off of Japanese footage. Anyway, they get in a fight because why not? That's what superheroes do. They don't just talk it out. They get into a fight because basically he already said that he was going to either have to eliminate them or capture them. They didn't like the idea of that, so they start fighting, of course. Back and forth, fighting. Hey, look, I'm not dissing on this comic book. I've enjoyed it so much so far. Like, issue 1 and issue 2 are fantastic. While they're fighting, though, the Sentry's like, I must get to the ship. I must get to the ship. I must get to it. And he talks a lot for a robot. I mean, I would imagine the robot be kind of quiet and just do what he has to do, but he's a talking part. He likes to talk. While then the ship is like suddenly the Zane, which is just a kid, beefs up. He's like, I take back what I said. There's the dead Cree soldier, and John's looking at it. She's talking about, well, we can't just touch this because we don't know what it'll do to the human body. This thing is trying to interface with the ship. It obviously shows a handprint, so it's kind of showing you to activate maybe the systems. He's just getting an idea for this. That'll come into play very important later. Of course, they're trying to stop him from getting to the ship, and all of a sudden Juggernaut's like, well, let me stop him. Blam. And yeah, Juggernaut's a kid, so he's not smart as well. He's not thinking through his actions. Some of his reactions are not very, like a kid. They do things without thinking through the possible consequences. Stang, whatever, she blinds him to slow him down. The robot has the ability to heal himself, nanotechnology, I suppose. Then he punches him again, but again, he's just not thinking, and it ends up knocking him into the ship, knocking the ship almost off the cliff. The people inside, which is John Foster and his dad, Mr. Foster, whatever the heck, they never really give me a good name for him, it's just Dad Foster. He's knocked out the door, gets his foot trapped, and think, but I got to figure out what to do. Should I do this? And he's sweating, and it's about to fall off. He's like, should I do this? He does it, and goes through extreme pain, and his dad's like, what was that screaming? Oh my gosh, John? Outside, there's still fighting going on, of course, and all of a sudden, it's like, a sentry may not be questioning his orders, the sentry can only obey. That's exactly what I'm hoping you'd say. And of course, we got a new century of Earth. Mission Commander, you survived the crash. Sure. So he's trying to play along with it and tell him to shut down. And he's like, no, we must protect the secrecy of the mission and eliminate these fleshlings, basically. And he's like, well, that didn't work. So he basically, he launches toward him. He jumps into the ship. And of course, he's going to make the ship explode, which makes for a very cool scene right there. And he's like, oh, I'm glad to see you're okay, Dad. And they're like, hey, you can hang with us. And then, of course, the robotish, Iron Man-ish looking thing says, I must insist on it. He's like, yeah, I'm going to fly solo, but hey, I'll be back. He was basically going to take his dad to go get some medical help for his foot. And that's the end. We'll find out next month. Oh, wait, nothing. We're going to go to find out what happens with the Defenders takes on this team. So, looking forward to that issue. I wonder where I can get. Oh, wait, I already have it right there. All right, so check out the next video for this, and I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am. If you've read this series, let me know what you thought of it. Don't give me any spoilers. Don't tell me who the mainframe is. I want to find out on my own.